She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features.
If you clicked on this video because you want to lose weight and still eat what you want, even if it includes junk food, then my lovely friend, you are watching the right clip, because today in this video we are going to talk about how to do just that. And of course, first order of business, as always, make sure to smash the like button underneath this video. It helps out my channel a lot and I greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe to not miss another upload from me, because I am still making 3 videos a week for you guys. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. The dieting principle that I want to present to you here is called 80-20 method, and let me explain what it is, what goes into it, how it works, and all that jazz basically. It's very simple, I promise. So, if you don't like following strict food guidelines, if you don't want to count calories and carbohydrates, and if you can't find the time to balance complicated macronutrients, the 80-20 method might be right for you. But before we get into the method, let me just say that it is backed by nutrition professionals, as it is feasible for all, allows for a variety of foods, and avoids deprivation. The 80-20 principle is based on a very good message of moderation, which means 80% of healthy choices and 20% flexibility of less healthy options, aka foods that you actually like and want to eat and would like to eat all the time, but unfortunately they're so unhealthy that you can't do it. But with this method, you can do it 20% of the time. So how this diet came about is actually based on the Pareto principle, which is an economic rule stating that 80% of consequences or outputs come from 20% of causes or inputs. Italian economist Wilfredo Pareto came up with this rule in 1896. And it's been applied to everything from business management to sports training to closets, which means you wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. So get rid of the 80% of the clothes that you are not wearing. Okay, so now let's get into exactly how the 80-20 dieting method works. I kind of touched upon that a little bit in the beginning, but we are getting into more details, so I do have to reinstate it here again. You pretty much eat clean diet 80% of the time. The remaining 20% you allow for a few indulgences. For many people, it means that you eat pretty well during the week, but then you allow yourself to relax a little bit and eat maybe like the pizza that you like, or the Halo Top ice cream, or maybe for some people it's Ben & Jerry's, I don't know. Whatever it is that you like, whatever it is that you're into, you can enjoy it on the weekends. Of course, without really sacrificing the inches on your waistline. This plan allows you to enjoy indulgences on a regular basis without feeling like you are cheating on your diet. This can be a balanced approach to a healthy diet and lifestyle for many people. Here's a list of what to eat and what not to eat using the 80-20 method. You can screenshot it, write it down, do what you gotta do, but to fully benefit from the plan, make sure that your 80% days contain a variety of nutrient-rich foods. Focus on whole foods, including whole grains. This could mean choosing brown rice instead of white, 100% whole wheat flour over refined white flour, and so on. Fruits and veggies are whole foods and therefore rich in key nutrients. They're also a good source of dietary fiber and are naturally low in calories. Build your meals around lean sources of protein like legumes, lean meats, and low-fat dairy products. Also, try to stay away from trans fats. On your 20% days, you might choose to go for foods that are higher in fat. So, moderation and portion control are still very important. As with saturated fats, moderation is key with your carb and sugar intake. You can absolutely enjoy some pasta or some bread, just make sure to not go for the whole loaf. Same goes with some other processed foods that you might want to indulge on your relaxed days, like chocolate, cookies, and I don't know, ice cream, whatever it is that you guys are into. Now, alcohol. During your 80% days, you might want to skip alcohol altogether, and then on the remaining 20%, you can enjoy some of the lower calorie options like wine, prosecco, champagne, Some people prefer beer. I don't know. I'm not a fan, to be honest, because I know that it's full of carbohydrates that I don't want in my body, so I choose to skip it. But whatever it is that you like, you can allow yourself to indulge in. Of course, in those 20% of the time days. That's it. I'm not gonna lie, 80-20 method is awesome, not just only for weight loss, but for weight management as well. But there are some things that you need to keep in mind to really succeed with it. First and foremost, do not overindulge on your relaxed days. Remember, even your 20% days should be enjoyed in moderation, because if you overdo it on your days off, you can easily gain weight. Avoid punishing yourself on your clean eating days. If you are white-knuckling your way through the week, you are more likely to overindulge on the weekend. In addition, the weight loss program will not be sustainable, and let me just tell you, dieting fatigue can cause having you wanting to quit, or worse, binge eat. Eating a whole foods diet still means paying attention to your portions, because if you overeat on any food, even if it's healthy food, you will gain weight, because it's all about calories in versus calories out. And yeah, it doesn't matter healthy or not, if you eat too much of it, you will gain weight. Now, exercise. The 80-20 rule is perfect for people who practice a balanced exercise program and are physically active on most, if not on all, days of the week. If you are not physically active and you don't exercise, then it might be a little harder for you to achieve the ideal weight goal. But again, if you only focus on diet alone, you can still achieve it. The only thing is that exercise gives me endorphins. It's so weird. I really just enjoy movement in general, and just makes me feel good. It elevates my mood, and I just really enjoy moving my body, whatever activity it is, whether it's dancing, walking up the stairs, walking to the store, or, exercising, like doing a workout. And if you don't like exercising, it probably means that you have not found the right activity for you. That's my take on it. So let's say that you decided to give this 80-20 rule a try, and you started implementing and playing around with it in your own life, but you are not seeing much weight loss happening, or worse, you're starting to gain weight. Then, my friends, you will need to make some adjustments. I know it might sound annoying and you probably don't want to do it, but I suggest to start with counting your calories. If you don't see any difference with using the 80-20 method within the first few weeks, try keeping a food journal for at least 7 days. Evaluate your caloric intake and compare it to your caloric needs. Make adjustments to your eating plan or to your activity level to create a calorie deficit of about 500 calories per day, depending on your needs and goals. Watch your portions. Let me just say that the number one way to create a calorie deficit is to practice portion control. Again, if you're not really seeing much results with the 80-20 dieting method, it's probably because on your clean eating days, you are making all the right choices, but you're just having too much of them. Portion control is even more important on the 20% days where you allow yourself to indulge in higher calorie food options. Add exercise. If you're trying to lose weight, it might help to make some time for physical activity every day. And again, like I mentioned before in many of my videos, it doesn't have to be strenuous, sweaty, crazy workouts. All you have to do is just maybe walk for 30 minutes to an hour a day. That's it. Or do some low impact cardio. Really, it shouldn't be complicated at all. Or maybe try to do some of the favorite things that you already naturally like to do. Maybe it's dancing. For some people, it can be boxing. For others, it can be sprinting, swimming. I don't know. Just think and come up with something to add into your lifestyle. Yeah, just really get creative and get your butt off the couch. If you practice portion control, exercise regularly, and you think that your sleep is in check, which I talk a lot about in my videos, then it might be time to adjust your 80-20 rule to a 90-10 rule, which means instead of relaxing your food choices for 4 meals, cut it back down to 2. So now you're probably wondering, what do I mean by taking your 4 meals and cutting them down to 2 if you need to make adjustments? That's why I wanted to clarify a little bit. The thing is, any day of the week, Even any meal can be either 80% or 20%. Many people who practice this eating plan stick to a whole foods diet during the week and relax their food choices on the weekends. However, there's a caveat to that. If your weekend starts on Friday and ends on Monday, you're not really practicing the 80-20 diet. To lose weight, you have to make sure that your 20% really is only 20%, which equals to 1.5 days per week, or about 4 meals in 7 days. So just be mindful of that. In conclusion, the 80-20 diet is pretty easy to do all of your days, whether you are in the 80% or the 20% are moderate eating days. The only thing that changes is the laxity of your choices. There is no need to use food intake apps or food diaries to track your food choices or count calories or carbs, unless, of course, you're not seeing any progress, in which case you'll have to do that. On the 80-20 diet, no food is off limits. You can enjoy everything you like, just not all the time. If you have a party or a special night out, you can still enjoy indulgences like a restaurant meal or birthday cake and ice cream. And since you are eating clean 80% of the time, you learn to adopt healthy cooking methods and healthy grocery shopping strategies. And of course, just like with anything else, the 80-20 method is not for everyone. If you currently eat high-fat, high-calorie foods every day, the 80-20 diet is likely to help you lose weight, at least initially. However, if your current diet is fairly healthy, you're not likely to see a caloric deficit large enough to produce weight loss. You may need to evaluate your caloric intake and adjust your energy balance to lose fat. Of course, also moderation matters. The 80-20 rule is not an excuse to overeat or overindulge. On your relaxed days, you should still practice moderation. The only change is that you are not as rigid about your food choices. For example, on one of your 20% days, you might choose to have a slice of chocolate cake after dinner. However, if you eat 3 slices of cake, you're not following the 80-20 principle and you won't see any changes in your weight. Why? Because again, it's too much. If you need more strict rules to stick with an eating plan, the 80-20 diet might not be right for you. I hope you enjoyed me sharing with you this 80-20 dieting rule because it is excellent for maintaining those healthy eating habits in your home. A lot of people enjoy this dieting approach because it allows for both indulgence and balance. If, let's say, you are on a heavier side and you have a lot of weight to lose, then you might want to adjust the 80-20 rule to a 90-10 diet. After you lose weight and whatever got to the desired mark or maybe halfway, you can switch it back to 80-20 for maintenance since it's very simple and easy to follow long term. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button underneath, subscribe if you're new, and until next time.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features.